Hi, everybody. Welcome to the first Real Rumble contest, where we pit the folks from ArtsQuest against the folks from Renew Theaters in a game of movie trivia where the answers were supplied by you, our patrons. We're very excited to have these two teams here to do cinematic battle. And before we get to our first question, let's introduce the teams and meet the players. Starting off with ArtsQuest, we have team captain Ryan Hill. Ryan.
Thanks, Andrew. So with me today, I've got from our cinema committee, a great group of volunteers that help us out year round. Lauren Tossi is representing them today.
Hey.
And then also I have my dynamic team with me too, from our cinema comedy specialist, Anthony DeSanctis.
Hi.
To my cinema comedy coordinator, Addison Young.
Hello.
Welcome everybody from ArtsQuest and from Renew, team captain KC. Who do you have with you?
Thanks, Andrew. With us, we have Shannon Quinty, who is our administrative programming coordinator, who pretty much helps out with everything with our organization. We have Brendan Joyce, who is our assistant programmer, who's most known for pulling together the retrograde series. And then we have Lauren Nonini, who is our membership director.
Welcome everyone from Renew. Again, the questions were chosen by us, but the answers were chosen by you, our patrons. So we look forward to hearing what you came up with. All right, on to our first question, where we will have Casey and Ryan going head to head. Are you ready, players?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, question number one. What is the best Pixar movie of all time? KC.
We're going to go with Toy Story.
That is the number one answer for 50 points. Good job, KC. Would Renew like to play or pass?
Play.
All right, sounds good. So that brings us next to Brendan. Again, to repeat the question, what is the best Pixar movie of all time?
I'm going to have to go with Up.
Up is the number two answer for 20 points. Well done. Next, we have Shannon. Shannon, what is the best Pixar movie of all time?
I'm going to say Toy Story 2.
Oh, I'm sorry. That does not make the board.
Sorry, guys.
That's okay. That's okay. You've got teammates, and I'm sure we'll come around to you again, and you'll come through, even though that time, that was a pretty epic fail. Sequels never make the top list. You should know that, Shannon. So sorry. So sorry.
Definitely the best of the series, though.
Our next contestant for Renew, Lauren. What do you say? I will repeat the question because there was some banter in there. What is the best Pixar movie of all time?
I'll say The Incredibles.
That is the number five answer for 9 points. That means that with one strike and two answers remaining, we go back to the top of the order, and that is KC.
We go with Finding Nemo.
That is the number four answer for 10 points. Good job. That means that there is one answer left in our top five answers and only one strike, so you've got some time. That means we next return to Brendan.
I'm going to have to say Monsters, Inc.
So sorry. That too did not make the cut. Two strikes, only one strike left. And we return to Shannon, who I hope will not repeat her last performance or Renew will be all done. All right, Shannon, there's one Pixar movie left on the board. What is, according to our patrons, one of the top five best Pixar movies of all time?
I'm going to say Inside Out.
Oh, so sorry. Third strike. So now we're faced with the interesting scenario where if ArtsQuest wants to discuss among themselves and try to pick out the one remaining top five best Pixar movie of all time that Renew was not able to get, they can steal their points. Otherwise, the points that they scored go to Renew.
All right. I just figure, guys, tell me what you're thinking.
I mean, he said sequels are never in here, but there's one movie that's jumping out in my head that I think. What's up? Yeah.
You think Toy Story 3. What about Coco?
It could also. Yeah. I don't know what direction to take. That's my thought.
We definitely don't think it's Wall-E.
I think Wally's brilliant, but I think a lot of people don't like that movie.
We're going to need an answer, ArtsQuest.
Lauren, real quick.
Cars?
No.
Oh, no!
Okay, Ryan, your time is up. We need an answer.
I'm going with Toy Story 3.
And so sorry, Renew, you get the points. The number 3 answer for top Pixar movies of all time, worth 11 points, is Wall-E.
Oh my God!
Sorry, Addie.
All right.
Well, I'm going to just keep my own score, and I give myself a point.
I mean, I'm very happy for Wally. Like,
Yeah.
It's
good.
great
Great
movie.
movie. Yeah, it's a great movie. Good work, Renew team.
So at the end of the first round, that means Renew has 89 points. On to our second question, where we will have Lauren and Brendan going head to head. Okay, are you ready, players?
Ready.
All right. The question is, who is your favorite male movie star, living or dead? Brendan.
I'm going to go with Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks is the number 2 answer. That means one answer will beat it. Lauren, can you beat that?
I'm gonna go Jimmy Stewart.
Oh, sorry. Jimmy Stewart does not beat Tom Hanks. It is the number 3 answer at 13 points. Tom Hanks was the number 2 answer at 22 points. That means Renew takes the face-off and can decide to play or pass.
I think we're going to play, Andrew.
All right, sounds good. Okay, so that brings us to Shannon. Shannon, I will ask you the question again. Who is your favorite male movie star, living or dead?
I'm going to say Humphrey Bogart.
Humphrey Bogart is the number 4 answer for 12 points. Well done. That brings us on to Lauren from Renew. Lauren, we asked our patrons, who is your favorite male movie star, living or dead?
Oh, let's see. I'm going to go with John Wayne.
Oh, so sorry. John Wayne did not make the list. That is 1 strike for Renew. That brings us up to KC. KC, who did our patrons say was their favorite male movie star, living or dead?
I'm going to go with Leonardo DiCaprio.
Again, KC, that is wrong. Strike 2, and I will remind you, as I did right before I asked the question, I said our patrons. Okay.
Fair.
Who is your favorite male movie star, living or dead, is the question. We are going back to Brendan for Renew, who got us started off. Again, we asked our patrons, who is your favorite male movie star, living or dead?
I'm going to say Jack Nicholson.
So sorry, Jack Nicholson does not make the cut, and that is the 2nd strike for Renew. That was the 3rd strike for Renew. Why don't you just tell me the name of the movie you'd like to see? Okay. So sorry, Renew, that was your 3rd strike. There are a number of spots open on the board, and it is once again open to ArtsQuest to possibly steal the category. The category is, and Ryan, we're going to need your answer in just a few seconds. Who is your favorite male movie star, living or dead? Consult with your team, please.
You guys good with me just going with Robert Redford on this?
What about Clark Gable?
Robin Williams.
Ooh.
I
Great.
don't know.
I'm going with my gut on this one. I love you all, but it's Robert
I'm
Redford.
with you, Ryan.
Yeah, Andrew, I'm good with our final answer is Robert Redford.
Robert Redford. Robert Redford is not one of the top 6 answers on the board. Again, to review. Renew got Tom Hanks for 22 points, Jimmy Stewart for 13 points, and Humphrey Bogart for 12 points, for a total of 47 points. That left the 1, 5, and 6 slots unguessed, and I will tell you who those were. Number 1, well, I should start at the bottom, I guess. It's more suspenseful that way. After all, we're in the entertainment business. Number 6, Gregory Peck for 9 points. Gregory Peck. Number 5, you were so close, Ryan, but close.
Paul Newman.
Hand grenades. Paul Newman was the number 5 star for 10 points. And the number 1 star for 34 points. Here's a very, very bad clue. Judy. Cary Grant was the number 1 star for 34 points. It's not like he was popular for decades all across the world. Way to go, teams.
Oh my God.
Okay, we will see from ArtsQuest, Anthony, and from Renew, Shannon, going head to head. Players, are you ready?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Okay. I love your yelp of enthusiasm. That is how I will choose to interpret that. We asked our patrons, who is your favorite actress working today? Anthony from ArtsQuest, your answer is?
Meryl Streep.
Meryl Streep is the number 1 answer for 53 points. Well done.
Yeah.
I guess Florence Foster, whatever her name was, is proof enough of that. All right, Anthony, are you going to play or pass?
Oh, we're gonna play.
All right, I admire your moxie. Okay, so Anthony, that means our next player on your team is Addison. Addison, again, who is our patron's favorite actress working today?
Maggie Smith.
Maggie Smith, an entirely understandable answer, but a wrong answer.
What?
Strike 1 for ArtsQuest.
ArtsQuest would disagree with you on that one.
The entire art house industry disagrees with you on that one.
If you play Maggie, they will come.
They disagree with all of our patrons, and I don't think it's very nice of you to say that they're all wrong, Ryan. Anyway, it is your turn, Ryan, so if you can get off your soapbox for Maggie Smith and try to answer the question, we would appreciate it. Again, that question is, and I'll read it slowly because you obviously had trouble with it, who is your favorite actress working today?
Emma Stone.
Emma Stone is incorrect. She is not on the list of top 5 answers, and frankly, though I haven't seen them, I'm guessing she's not in the top 10. Again, we are asking our patrons who is their favorite.
You don't get to say that anymore because they didn't pick Maggie Smith. You don't get to say it anymore.
Okay, that's fine. I won't say it, but I will just remind you, when you yell at me, you're yelling at your customers.
Great.
That brings us back to Lauren.
Oh, God.
Lauren from ArtsQuest, who is our patron's favorite actress working today?
Kate Blanchett.
Kate Blanchett is the number 3 answer for 14 points. Well done. And that brings us back to Anthony. Anthony, the question again, who is our patron's favorite actress working today?
Helen Mirren.
Helen Mirren in the number 5 spot for 8 points. Well done. The Paul Newman to Maggie Smith's Robert Redford. Excellent. Your team has 1 strike left and 2 guesses remaining, or 2 answers remaining on the board. So that brings us to Addison. Addison, who is our patron's favorite actress working today?
I'm nervous with this answer because of my last answer, but I'm gonna say Judi Dench.
Oh, an understandable answer, but a wrong answer.
Oh.
What?
He does not make the top 5. Hey, I don't write them. I just report them and then mock you for getting them wrong. So that means that, Renew, you have a chance to steal. Casey, would you like to consult with your team?
Yes, absolutely. What are you guys thinking?
I don't know, all the ones that we would normally choose
Threw
were
me
wrong.
off. Yeah.
Jennifer Lawrence?
Amy Adams.
Amy Adams, I think, could be one.
Jennifer
Which
Lawrence.
over though.
Yeah, Jennifer Lawrence hasn't been doing much lately.
Yeah, Charlize.
Maybe.
Nicole Kidman.
Okay.
Nicole
Casey,
Kidman, I would be
give me an
confident with that.
answer.
All right, everyone throw out your answer and I'll pick one.
I'd go for
Amy
Nicole.
Adams.
Lauren?
I support Nicole.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll support it.
All right, we're going with Nicole Kidman.
Nicole Kidman does not make the list. I am so sorry. The two remaining spots on that list were number 4, Jennifer Lawrence at 9 points, and number 2, Saoirse Ronan at 16.
Of course.
That makes sense. Yeah, totally.
Too nervous to say her name.
Yeah.
That means that the 75 points go to ArtsQuest. Well done, ArtsQuest. And now for our fourth and final question in the Real Rumble. We are going to need Addison from ArtsQuest and Lauren from Renew. Are the players ready?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
great. So our fourth and final face-off question is, again, according to our patrons, what is the scariest movie of all time?
We'll play. Buzz.
Addison.
The Blair Witch Project.
The Blair Witch Project is not on the list.
Get a line.
Lauren.
I would say The Exorcist. Say The Exorcist.
You are sounding like The Exorcist. Are you saying The Exorcist? Actually, you're not sounding like The Exorcist. You're sounding like Linda Blair. But you are saying The Exorcist. And The Exorcist is the number
Yes,
one
The
answer
Exorcist.
with 47 points. All right. So, Renew, would you like to play or pass?
I would think we're going to play.
Let's do it.
Okay. Sounds good. That brings us up to KC. According to our patrons, what is the scariest movie of all time? There are 3 answers remaining on the board.
We're going to go with The Shining.
The Shining is the number 3 answer at 19 points. Well done. That brings us next to Brendan. 2 answers remain on the board. What is the scariest movie of all time?
I'm going to have to go with Halloween.
So sorry, Brendan. That did not make the cut. That is your first strike. You're doing very well, Renew, but again, 2 strikes remaining, and that brings us to Shannon. Shannon, what is the scariest movie of all time?
I'm going to say Silence of the Lambs.
Ooh, a good guess, but a wrong guess. So sorry, that is your second strike. There are 2 answers remaining on the board, and that brings us back to Lauren. He started things off on a strong note, and now can be the savior or the goat with 1 strike remaining. What
So
is
much pressure.
the movie of all time?
I'm going to go with Psycho.
Psycho is on the board, the number 2 answer at 23 points. Well done. Your team stays alive. We return to KC, who will hopefully provide the final answer or will provide the final strike. No pressure, KC. Again, the question is, what is the scariest movie of all time?
I'm going to say The Thing.
Oh, so sorry. A good answer, but not one of the top 4 answers. That means we turn to ArtsQuest, who can possibly get the 4th answer on the board to steal all the points. Ryan, I'm going to ask you, would you like to consult with your team?
I would, and I'm very interested to hear what my co-curator of our first Saturday horror series, Lauren Tossi, has to say.
Oh, I was going to say The Thing. So I know this is going to sound like an odd choice, but I'm thinking the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I'm thinking about time period, but it might be an out there guess. What do you guys think?
I'm thinking very well could be. I'm also going to throw in Rosemary's Baby or Poltergeist. So,
Yeah. Rosemary's Baby is a solid choice.
yeah, it's
Addison?
like,
Well, as we all know, I'm quite the expert in scary movies. I mean, someone described Midsommar to me, and it still gave me a nightmare.
Okay, Addison, never
We
mind.
need an answer, Ryan.
We're out of time, so I'm going with Rosemary's Baby.
Rosemary's Baby, a wonderful answer, but a wrong answer. The number 4 scariest movie, according to our patrons, worth 11 points, is Alien. That means that 89 points go to Renew. So I didn't keep all the math, but it felt like Renew won more categories.
Yeah, they won. They freaking won.
Okay. Welcome to the lightning round, where our victors from the previous rounds, Renew Theaters, have a chance to increase their bragging rights and further humiliate Ryan from ArtsQuest. Not everyone from ArtsQuest, just Ryan from ArtsQuest, because he really cares about this. Okay, our first contestant in the lightning round is Brendan from Renew. Brendan, are you ready?
I'm good to go. I'm looking to embarrass Ryan really bad.
Well, that's as good a motivation as any. Okay, your time, 20 seconds, will start after I finish reading the first questions. And we have 4 questions. We're looking for the top answer that our patrons would have given to the following questions. The time will start when I finish the first question. Here we go. What is the best screen adaptation of a novel?
I'm going to go with The Shining.
What is the most iconic killing scene in movie history?
The Psycho shower scene.
Name an actor or actress whose first name begins with the letter D.
Denzel Washington.
And what is the greatest sports movie of all time?
Rudy.
Well done. Okay, Brendan, let's see how you did. The question, best screen adaptation of a novel, your answer, The Shining, was worth 3 points. The most iconic killing scene in movie history, your answer, Psycho, the number 1 answer at 88 points. Name an actor or actress whose first name begins with the letter D. Again, you got the number 1 answer, Denzel Washington, for 24 points. And finally, the greatest sports movie of all time, your answer, Rudy, was worth 1 point. That brings your total to 116 points, which means your colleague, Shannon, will need 84 points. Let's bring Shannon out from her isolation booth. Shannon, your colleague, Brendan, did a great job. He got 116 points with his answers to our lightning round questions, which means you need only 84 to capture the big championship prize. I'm going to ask you 4 questions. You will have 25 seconds to answer them. If you should repeat an answer that Brendan gave, I will say try again, and then you can give another answer. If you want to pass on a question, you can do that. And if we have time at the end, we will come back to it. Are you ready, Shannon?
Let's do it.
Okay, good luck. Your time will start when I finish reading the first question. And that question is, according to our patrons, what is the best screen adaptation of a novel?
I'm going to say Gone with the Wind.
What is the most iconic killing scene in movie history?
Psycho.
And try again.
Star Wars, Obi-Wan.
Name an actor or actress whose first name begins with the letter D.
Dustin Hoffman.
And what is the greatest sports movie of all time?
A League of Their Own.
Wonderful.
Right. Good for us.
Our first question, the best screen adaptation of a novel. Your answer was Gone with the Wind, worth 21 points. The number 1 answer in that category, To Kill a Mockingbird, worth 35 points. The most iconic killing scene in movie history, the death of Obi-Wan Kenobi in Star Wars, is what you said. That was 1 point. The number 1 answer was Psycho, 88. Brendan got that. Name an actor or actress whose first name begins with the letter D. Dustin Hoffman was your answer, worth 15 points. The number 1 answer, which Brendan also got, Denzel Washington, worth 24 points. And the greatest sports movie of all time, you said A League of Their Own. That was the number 2 answer, worth 23 points. The number 1 answer was Field of Dreams, worth 25 points. Thank you so much for playing. You got 60 points, didn't quite get the 84 that you needed for the grand prize, But try better next time. At the very least, you can take satisfaction in knowing that you have humiliated Ryan Hill of ArtsQuest for years and years to come.
Good work, team.
Let's thank all of our players from Renew Theaters and from ArtsQuest for joining us for this, the first Real Rumble. I am your host, Andrew Douglas from Bryn Mawr Film Institute, signing off and saying we'll see you back here next time for more cinematic trivia combat.
Now it works.